The cell cycle. Interphase. Interphase is the first stage of the cell cycle and is all about growth and duplication. G1. Growth. During G1, the cell grows and grows and grows. The organelles such as the mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum are also duplicated. S. Synthesis means to make. The cell makes copies or duplication of its chromosomes to prepare for division. In the S phase, the DNA in the chromatin is duplicated, so the cell is now 4N. There are now 4 sets of chromosomes, 2 from your mom and 2 from your dad. G2. Growth. In G2, the cell, which is now 4N, grows even more. Mitosis. Mitosis is the main event of cell division. Mitosis is the actual splitting of the cell, specifically the nucleus, the cell's main headquarters. Interphase prepared the cell for mitosis by duplicating the chromosomes count. Stage 1. Prophase. In prophase, the nuclear envelope enclosing the nucleus disappears as well as the nucleoli. The chromatin also develops into chromosomes. The chromosomes have been duplicated during interphase, so we see identical chromosomes called chromatins that are attached to each other by centromeres. The mitotic spindle also begins to form outside the nucleus. Metaphase. Stage 2. The spindle fibers attach at the midpoints of the chromatids. The chromosomes now line up along the equatorial plane of the cell. Anaphase. Stage 3. The spindle fibers pull the chromosomes apart at the centromeres. The chromatids are now pulled apart and go their separate ways. One heads to this side of the cell and the other heads to this side of the cell. They are each ready to be a single chromosome by itself in its own cell. Telophase. Stage 3. A nuclear envelope forms around each set of the duplicated chromosomes. They are now their own nuclei. The cell begins to divide. Cytokinesis. Cytokinesis is the final splitting of the cell. It starts in telophase and finishes off the cell division process. Plant and animal cells do cytokinesis a little bit differently too. Plant cells. In a plant cell, a cell plate forms down the middle of the cell and separates everything into 2 cells. Animal cells. Animal cells divide along a cleavage furrow. That means that they pinch together and then pull apart. Vocabulary. Chromosome. A thread-like structure of nucleic acids and proteins found in the nucleus of most living cells, carrying genetic information in the form of genes. Sister chromatids. Duplicated chromosomes like identical twins that are attached to each other. Daughter cell. During the cell cycle, a cell grows, prepares for division, and divides into 2 new cells called daughter cells. Each of the daughter cells then begins the cell cycle again. Replication. When the cell makes an exact copy of DNA in its nucleus. DNA. Holds all the information that the cell needs to carry out its functions. Replication of DNA is important since each daughter cell must have a complete set of DNA to survive. Cell plate. A structure that forms across the middle of the cell. Plant cells. It gradually develops into new cell membranes between the 2 daughter cells, and a new cell wall then forms around the cell membranes. The cell plate forms between the 2 new nuclei. Animal cells. The cell membrane squeezes together around the middle of the cell, and the cytoplasm pinches into 2 new cells. Each daughter cell gets about half of the organelles.